One last question I'll trouble you with. You've been exposed to 400 pet industry startups. Do you have any parting advice for either would-be founders or founders who might be currently struggling?
Oh, sure. Number one, keep it up, but know what you can really commit to, because you can't, you don't want to be in a position where you overextend yourself and you go too far, so know what have an idea of how long you can sustain it. But because we see a lot of people, there are just a ton of people that don't necessarily make it with the startup they're working on. And we'd rather you save your mental health for whatever startup is going to take care, succeed. That said, the pet industry is really exciting because on the human side, you'll see things that, like, if you wanted to do something where you looked at food and behavior and wellness and how that ties into healthcare and maybe how that ties into household activities, those are all very separate silos, very separate industries, and it would be extremely expensive to accomplish something there. Pet is an interesting space where you can still say, what can we do about how my pet eats and how it exercises and how my family interacts with it? And it can be something that a startup can actually work on. That and, people love pets. I think the other thing is that to know that you're going to be selling something that the end user doesn't make a buying decision. So the pet doesn't make a buying decision. So you have to know what the pet wants, you have to know what the pet parent wants, and you have to know the channel that you're selling it through, what they want. So if you're trying to sell it through vet, you're trying to sell it through big box like a PetSmart or a Petco, or independent or online, all of those things, those are called channels, and they all have different things. So as a pet care entrepreneur, you're going to need to figure out, how do I have something the pet is going to use? So, you might sell it once, but if the pet hates it, you're never going to sell it again. Mm-hmm. And if the channel doesn't like it, you're never going to sell it in the first place. Yeah. And if the pet parent doesn't get why it matters, then it's also not ever going to happen. So you have to align the interests of all those. And so there's a certain, we see actually that women and people that have a high degree of empathy tend to be, the pet industry seems to give them a little bit more opportunity than some other industries. And I don't think that's intentional on anybody's part. I mean, I think that's really great because I know a lot of female founders that do some really amazing things. But if you can have that level of empathy of understanding what makes all of those people, all of those stakeholders happy, and you love pets, you'll probably have a better chance in the pet industry than you would have in another industry.